throwing the wildest parties. So I'm gonna have a big party for my 16th.
What's your ideas?
Basically just, hot performers from Bow Wow to Boys in the Hood, Soulja Boy, Chris Brown.
You want me to get all of them?
Yeah.
Or you want a concert at your party?
Yeah.
We'll see what we can come up with.
And plus, definitely want the party in Atlanta, because, ATL is where it's at.
Rocking with us.
And being for real. Speaking of your kids, this one showed up. Quincy,
what up, Jay?
Quincy! So Quincy showed up, and I got to know this kid in like the last year or two, and what a young man this kid is. You must be really proud of what he's been doing.
Yeah, I'm just so proud the way that, they've come out in the way that we've raised them.
He's cryptic is for the sake of his son. Imagine having an enemy that has a position of influence in your child's life and knowing that that person sends you notes and messages every now and then. If you don't do this, if you don't do that, that boy is dead.
Pops, I love you. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for inspiring. I've looked up to you and admired you.
Diddy is a real. If you ain't come out of my ball sack, I can't f you. Diddy be loving Quincy like that's his real child.
The internet is an absolute chaos after 50 Cent teased what he calls his final tape, and fans are saying, this might be the most disturbing chapter yet in his long-running feud with Diddy. Social media exploded overnight as cryptic clips, leaked audio claims, and blurred screenshots began circulating, with users accusing 50 of hinting at behavior so shocking that even longtime followers are stunned. Reaction channels, blogs, and X threads are racing to decode every word, asking the same question: did 50 Cent just cross a line no one can come back from? What makes this situation even darker is the way the rumors are spreading without full context, without confirmation, and faster than anyone can shut them down. Some viewers believe the footage is manipulated. Others say it's being intentionally misinterpreted. While critics argue this is exactly how dangerous narratives are born online. Meanwhile, Diddy's silence is only fueling more speculation, causing the story to snowball by the hour. Is this truly 50 Cent's final move in exposing what he claims is hidden? Truth or just another viral moment designed to break the internet? Either way, the fallout has already begun. The long-standing tension between 50 Cent and Diddy has been one of the most talked about dynamics in the music industry for years. While most people remember it as a rivalry filled with clever social media jabs and public shade, it has always carried an undercurrent of intensity that fans have speculated about endlessly. For decades, both artists have navigated fame, fortune, and power, and with that comes scrutiny, gossip, and curiosity about what happens behind closed doors. Few public feuds have had the longevity, the depth, and the relentless online debate that this one has sustained. And now, 50 Cent has introduced a new chapter, the so-called final tape. The mere mention of this final tape ignited social media almost instantly. In the age of instant reaction, a single cryptic post can reach millions in a matter of hours. Within minutes, the rumor mill was working overtime. Screenshots of posts, clips from old interviews, and snippets of audio began circulating across platforms, often without context or verification. Fans and commentators alike tried to decipher what 50 Cent meant. Was it a documentary-style expose, a compilation of past interactions with Diddy, or a symbolic move marking the end of a feud that has spanned decades? No one could say for sure. And 50 Cent, true to his unpredictable style, offered no clarification. His silence was deliberate, calculated, strategically ambiguous. What makes this situation particularly fascinating is how quickly speculation turned into online frenzy. Across YouTube, X threads, and fan forums, people were analyzing every possible angle. Reaction videos popped up at an unprecedented pace, some framing the situation as explosive and unprecedented, while others urged caution, emphasizing the lack of verified content. Every clip was scrutinized, every post dissected, every emoji interpreted. Some viewers even went back to old content, piecing together moments that might now take on new significance. In the minds of some fans, the narrative had already been constructed even before the full content of the final tape was revealed. Social media has always been a double-edged sword for celebrities. On one hand, it allows instant connection with fans. On the other, it amplifies every rumor, every misstep, every hint of controversy. In this case, the amplification is staggering. What would have taken weeks, months, or even years to analyze in the past now circulates in hours, turning subtle insinuations into viral discussion topics. The speed of dissemination means that once the story is out, controlling the narrative becomes nearly impossible. For 50 Cent, however, this unpredictability is part of the appeal. He has always understood that leaving room for interpretation can generate as much attention as any direct statement. Meanwhile, Diddy's response, or lack thereof, has only intensified the speculation. In the modern media landscape, silence is rarely neutral. When one side remains quiet, audiences tend to fill in the blanks with their assumptions, whether intentionally, strategic, or simply a refusal to engage publicly. Diddy's absence from the conversation has fueled countless theories and reaction videos. Each minute without comment seems to confirm the intensity of the situation in the eyes of viewers. This is not uncommon in celebrity culture, where every action or inaction can be interpreted, exaggerated, and analyzed by millions. It is also worth noting how modern audiences interact with controversy differently than in previous generations. In the past, rumors could simmer quietly, contained within certain social circles or limited media outlets. Now every statement, every hint, and every leaked clip is broadcast globally, discussed in real time, and endlessly debated. A single ambiguous phrase can spawn hundreds of reaction videos, tweets, and posts, each with its own interpretation. This participatory culture ensures that stories evolve rapidly, sometimes far beyond the intentions of the people at the center. In this case, 50 Cent's final tape functions as a catalyst, triggering not just discussion, but widespread speculation and emotional response. Even without concrete evidence, the narrative has already taken on a life of its own. Reaction channels, content creators, and fans have all contributed to a sprawling, multifaceted story. Some frame 50 Cent as a bold truth teller, exposing secrets that others would prefer remain hidden. Others see him as a provocateur, exploiting controversy to maintain relevance and dominate headlines. Both interpretations coexist, feeding the viral momentum. The line between fact and perception becomes blurred, and in the online world, perception is often more powerful than reality. The accumulation of history between these two figures makes this moment even more combustible. Over the years, both 50 Cent and Diddy have built legacies, created rivalries, and navigated complex relationships in music, business, and entertainment. Fans are intimately familiar with past incidents, interactions, and public spats. The final tape teaser taps directly into that history, leveraging nostalgia, prior knowledge, and long-standing intrigue. In essence, it isn't just a single post-it, is the sum of decades of public scrutiny, gossip, and competitive energy. That layered context gives the latest teaser a weight that goes far beyond a simple social media post. Moreover, the discussions around the final tape reveal much about audience behavior and media culture. People are quick to fill voids of information with their interpretations, often creating elaborate theories and connecting dots that may not exist. The collective imagination of online communities is remarkable, and in this case, has transformed speculation into a form of digital narrative. Every user contributes, whether they realize it or not, to the ongoing story, shaping perceptions and influencing how others respond. At the same time, there is a cautionary lesson here. While speculation drives engagement, it also highlights the risks of spreading unverified content. Every reaction, share, and comment amplifies the story, sometimes creating unintended consequences. In a world where digital content is permanent and widely accessible, the potential impact on reputations is significant. Even without definitive proof, the mere suggestion of controversy can have lasting effects. both for those involved and for the audience interpreting the events. Ultimately, the final tape serves as a case study in modern celebrity culture, illustrating how ambiguity, history, and audience participation combine to create viral phenomena. It shows how a single phrase, strategically deployed, can catalyze global discussion, shape narratives, and dominate attention in ways that traditional media could never achieve. For 50 Cent, this is not just a moment of personal expression, it is a masterclass in timing, influence, and the mechanics of digital attention. While the actual content of the final tape remains largely undisclosed, its impact is undeniable. The story is already being told, debated, and reshaped across countless digital spaces. Social media users, commentators, and creators are all participating, constructing a layered narrative from fragments, speculation, and context. In doing so, they highlight the power of perception, the velocity of viral content, and the evolving dynamics of celebrity culture. As fans wait to see what will be officially revealed, one thing is clear: the final tape has already made history. Not through what is confirmed or proven, but through the intensity of the discussion it has provoked. It is a moment that captures the complexity of fame, the unpredictability of the internet, and the enduring fascination with celebrity rivalries. Whether the tape itself lives up to the hype or not, the conversation it has sparked will continue to shape how audiences engage with both 50 Cent and Diddy for years to come in the digital age. Controversy spreads faster than ever. Within hours of 50 Cent teasing his final tape, the internet erupted with speculation. Every platform from YouTube and Instagram to X Threads and TikTok was buzzing. Clips, screenshots, and old interviews were being dissected, analyzed, and interpreted, sometimes wildly out of context. The sheer velocity of the conversation demonstrated one of the most striking aspects of modern celebrity culture. Once a story gains momentum online, controlling the narrative becomes nearly impossible. Reaction channels played a pivotal role in this viral explosion. Some framed the situation as the ultimate exposé, dissecting every word, gesture, or hint for hidden meaning. Others approached it more cautiously, reminding audiences that none of the content had been independently verified. Yet even these cautionary voices could not match the reach and intensity of those who leaned into speculation. The more dramatic the interpretation, the more engagement it received: likes, shares, and comments, creating a feedback loop that propelled the story even further. Fragmentation fueled the frenzy. Rather than having a single source of information, audiences were seeing pieces of clips, selective screenshots, and reactions to reactions. This layered consumption created multiple realities. For some viewers, the tape hinted at serious allegations. For others, it was merely another strategic move in a long-standing feud. Each interpretation reinforced the sense that something explosive was happening, regardless of whether it was true. The history between 50 Cent and Diddy made the speculation feel more credible to many. Over decades, both have cultivated legacies full of business deals, public rivalries, and moments that fans still talk about today. That history primes audiences to assume there is more than meets the eye. Even minor interactions from the past are now being re-examined, giving the impression that the final tape is the culmination of a decades-long story. Diddy's silence only added fuel to the fire. In the era of social media, not responding is often read as confirmation, or at least as meaningful commentary. Fans dissect every tweet, every post, every omission, interpreting silence as strategy, complicity, or avoidance. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's enigmatic post-scriptic emojis, teasing captions, and brief video snippets gave audiences just enough to speculate wildly, but not enough to confirm anything. It's a masterclass in viral manipulation. Whether intentional or not, the online conversation also highlighted how quickly misinformation, or at least incomplete information, can spread. Many audiences assumed the most dramatic interpretations were true, sharing them widely before any verification could occur. In a way, the final tape became less about its actual content and more about what people thought it might contain. Memes, reaction compilations, and commentary videos multiplied, creating a digital ecosystem that thrived on speculation. The story became larger than the original post itself. Audience participation further shaped the narrative. Every share, every comment, every video contribution allowed viewers to feel involved in a moment that is simultaneously distant and immediate. Online communities acted as collective analysts, piecing together fragments and interpreting motives. Even though there was no confirmed content released publicly, the audience effectively co-created the story. The result was a sprawling, multi-layered narrative that combined history, rumor, and interpretation. Another notable factor is the broader discussion about power, influence, and fame. The final tape episode is not just a feud between two celebrities. It is also a reflection of how audiences perceive power structures in entertainment. Some viewers interpret 50 Cent's actions as challenging a long-standing, powerful figure in Diddy. Others view it as a demonstration of how quickly online narratives can spin out of control, affecting reputations regardless of truth. Both readings underscore the modern tension between celebrity influence and audience skepticism. The episode also raises questions about responsibility. Social media platforms prioritize engagement, often amplifying shocking content without context or verification. Content creators who focus on speculation are rewarded with attention, while those urging caution struggle to be heard. In this ecosystem, the line between responsible commentary and viral sensation becomes blurred. Audiences must navigate this environment carefully, recognizing that virality does not equal truth, even as speculation reached a fever pitch. The actual content of the final tape remained largely undisclosed. Clips that circulated were partial, heavily edited, or removed from context. And yet, audiences interpreted them as definitive evidence of something extraordinary. This demonstrates the paradox of modern celebrity controversies. The story can gain enormous traction before any actual material is verified. In many ways, the anticipation, reaction, and analysis are the story itself. Finally, this moment exemplifies how celebrity culture has evolved. In the past, scandals were mediated through traditional outlets, allowing some level of verification and control. Now, direct-to-audience posts, cryptic teasers, and fragmented content create an environment where speculation spreads faster than fact. The final tape is not only a chapter in a decades-long rivalry, but also a case study in the dynamics of viral attention, audience engagement, and the power of perception by the end of the first 48 hours. The story had already evolved far beyond a simple post. Social media users had created theories, timelines, and even potential scenarios for what the tape might contain. Reaction channels had produced hours of analysis, and online communities were debating motives, strategy, and historical context. Whether or not the actual tape ever appears, the final tape has already reshaped conversations around both 50 Cent and Diddy. This ongoing conversation underscores the transformative power of social media in shaping modern celebrity narratives. In a world where perception can rival reality, the final tape functions less as a concrete piece of evidence and more as a catalyst for global discussion. Its legacy, at least for now, is the way it has engaged audiences, reshaped histories, and illustrated the speed and scale at which rumors and speculation can dominate the cultural conversation. As the conversation around 50 Cent's final tape continued to unfold, it became clear that this story is about more than just a foodette, is a reflection of the modern relationship between fame, power, and digital culture. The actual content of the tape, whether shocking or ordinary, is secondary to the larger phenomenon, the way audiences interact with speculation, history, and public figures in real time. In many ways, the final tape illustrates the power of perception. Audiences interpret fragments of content, cryptic posts, and silence from public figures to create their own narratives. Every emoji, every deleted post, and every ambiguous caption becomes fodder for analysis. This participatory storytelling is unique to the social media era. where millions of users actively contribute to the development of a narrative, even without access to the full story. The tape has effectively become a catalyst for conversation, focal point around which discussions of reputation, loyalty, and influence revolve. Another critical aspect is history. The feud between 50 Cent and Diddy spans decades, encompassing business dealings, public rivalries, and countless media appearances. Fans and commentators draw on this history to fill in the gaps, often assuming that past behavior predicts present events. This context makes the speculation feel more credible even when it is unverified. In the minds of many, the tape is not just a new release. It is the culmination of years of unresolved tension and rivalry. The episode also highlights the challenges of managing public perception in the digital age. Diddy's silence, combined with 50 Cent's strategic ambiguity, allowed audiences to construct their own interpretations. Silence, once seen as neutral, now functions as a form of communication and invitation for speculation that can spread unchecked. This dynamic underscores the complexity of modern celebrity. Controlling your narrative is no longer just about what you say, but also about how your silence is interpreted. The discussion around the final tape also raises broader questions about responsibility. Platforms amplify sensational content, incentivizing creators to produce reaction videos, theories, and speculations. While engagement drives visibility, it does not guarantee accuracy. The viral nature of the story demonstrates how easily unverified narratives can dominate conversation, influencing opinions and shaping reputations long before facts are established. This is a phenomenon that affects not just celebrities but audiences as well, challenging viewers to differentiate between rumor and verified information. Ultimately, the final tape is less about what it contains and more about the cultural moment it has created. It has sparked reflection on the power of social media, the responsibilities of content creators, and the expectations audiences place on public figures. It has also demonstrated how speculation can become a form of entertainment in its own right, with engagement and reaction often outweighing verification and truth as discussions continue. One lesson emerges clearly in the digital age. Perception is often as influential as reality. The final tape has become a lens through which we examine not only the rivalry between 50 Cent and Diddy, but also the broader dynamics of fame, influence, and audience behavior. It reminds us that viral moments are rarely about a single event. They are about how people interpret, respond, and amplify that event. Whether or not the tape lives up to the hype, the conversation it has generated will have lasting effects. It has tested the boundaries of speculation, challenged how audiences process information, and highlighted the ever-shifting landscape of celebrity culture. For now, the final tape is less a document than a phenomenon, a reflection of how power, fame, and the internet intersect in ways that are unpredictable, compelling, and unavoidable. The story of 50 Cent's final tape has already sparked endless speculation, debate, and online discussion. But it's important to remember one thing: perception is not the same as fact. While fans and commentators have been dissecting every post, clip, and cryptic caption, no verifi.